Today we're diving deep into the dining habits of U.S. presidents throughout history. Each president has brought their own unique tastes to the White House, influenced by their personal backgrounds, regional cuisines, and the times they lived in. Number 1. John F. Kennedy, New England Clam Chowder. John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, had a deep connection to his New England roots, and this was reflected in his food preferences, particularly his love for New England Clam Chowder. This dish, a creamy soup made from clams, potatoes, onions, and celery, became synonymous with Kennedy during his presidency and played a significant role in shaping his public persona. Kennedy's affinity for New England Clam Chowder can be traced back to his upbringing in Massachusetts, where the dish is a regional staple. Growing up in a wealthy family, Kennedy was accustomed to the finer things in life, but his fondness for clam chowder suggested a simpler, more humble side. The chowder itself is a representation of New England's maritime culture, showcasing ingredients like clams and potatoes that were readily available to coastal communities. This dish was not just food for Kennedy, it was a nostalgic reminder of his home state and a reflection of his personal identity. During his time in office, New England Clam Chowder was frequently served at the White House. Kennedy's preference for this dish was well known, and it was often featured at state dinners and informal gatherings alike. The chowder was typically prepared in a traditional New England style, thickened with milk or cream and seasoned with salt pork or bacon, providing a rich and comforting flavor that was both luxurious and accessible. This choice of food also aligned with the image of Kennedy as a man of the people, despite his elite background. The popularity of New England Clam Chowder surged during Kennedy's presidency, partly due to the media coverage of his meals. Journalists and photographers often noted the president's dining habits, and the chowder became a symbol of his connection to the American public. It was even reported that Kennedy enjoyed clam chowder so much that he requested it on the menu for his last meal before his tragic assassination in Dallas in 1963. This fact alone has cemented the dish's association with Kennedy in American cultural memory. Furthermore, Kennedy's love for New England Clam Chowder influenced American culinary trends of the 1960s. The dish started appearing more frequently on menus across the country, from high-end restaurants to local diners, as people wanted to feel a connection to the charismatic young president. Recipes for the chowder were published in newspapers and magazines, and canned versions became more popular, making it accessible to the average American household. Kennedy's taste for clam chowder helped elevate the dish from a regional specialty to a nationally beloved comfort food. Another interesting aspect of Kennedy's preference for New England clam chowder is its contrast with the more formal French cuisine that First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy introduced to the White House. While Jacqueline was known for her sophistication and preference for European dishes, JFK's love for chowder represented a different aspect of American culture, one that was rooted in simplicity, tradition, and regional pride. This dichotomy in their food preferences also highlighted the blending of American and European influences that characterized the Kennedy administration. The White House chefs during Kennedy's tenure were tasked with perfecting the clam chowder to meet the president's high standards. They often used fresh clams from the New England coast and experimented with different variations to keep the dish interesting while staying true to its roots. The chefs would sometimes add a touch of sherry or sprinkle fresh parsley on top to give it a slight twist, but the essence of the traditional New England recipe remained the same. This attention to detail in preparing the chowder reflects Kennedy's own meticulous nature and his desire for excellence in all things, including his food. Number 2. Lyndon B Johnson, Texas BBQ. Lyndon B Johnson, the 36th President of the United States, had a profound love for Texas BBQ, which was not just a personal preference, but also a reflection of his deep-rooted connection to his home state of Texas. Texas BBQ, a regional style known for its slow-cooked meats over wood smoke, particularly beef brisket, pork ribs, and sausage, became a symbol of Johnson's presidency and his identity as a Texan. Johnson's fondness for this cuisine was widely known and became a cultural touchstone of his time in the White House. Johnson's preference for Texas BBQ was influenced by his upbringing in the Texas Hill Country, where barbecue was more than just food. It was a communal event. Barbecues were often held during political rallies, family gatherings, and community events, fostering a sense of unity and camaraderie among attendees. Johnson utilized this cultural tradition to his advantage, frequently hosting barbecue diplomacy events at his LBJ ranch. These events were not just casual gatherings. They were strategic opportunities for Johnson to connect with political allies, foreign dignitaries, and even opponents in a relaxed, informal setting. The outdoor, informal nature of these barbecues helped Johnson break the ice and build personal relationships that were crucial for his legislative agenda. At these barbecues, Johnson insisted on authenticity. The meat was slow-cooked over mesquite wood, a distinctive feature of Texas barbecue that imparts a unique, smoky flavor. The brisket, often considered the crown jewel of Texas barbecue, was prepared using a low and slow method, allowing the meat to become tender and infused with rich, smoky flavors. The sauce, if any was used, was always served on the side, adhering to the Texas tradition that good barbecue should stand on its own without the need for heavy sauces. Johnson's attention to detail in maintaining the authenticity of Texas barbecue was a reflection of his pride in his heritage and his desire to share a piece of Texas culture with the world. Johnson's barbecues were known for their abundance. It was common to see enormous spreads that included not just brisket, but also pork ribs, sausage, chicken, and a variety of sides like coleslaw, potato salad, and beans. The scale of these events was impressive, often requiring the construction of large outdoor pits and the coordination of numerous chefs and staff. Johnson's wife, Lady Bird Johnson, played a significant role in these gatherings, overseeing the preparation and ensuring that everything ran smoothly. She often added her own touches, such as wildflowers from the ranch, to enhance the rustic charm of the events. These barbecues also had a unique social and political function. Johnson believed that sharing a meal was one of the best ways to build rapport and trust. By hosting these events at his ranch, he created an environment that was far removed from the formalities of Washington, D.C. The relaxed setting of the Texas Hill Country, combined with the comforting, hearty nature of the barbecue, allowed for more open and candid conversations. This was especially important for Johnson, who was known for his persuasive skills and ability to form strong personal bonds with lawmakers, a tactic famously referred to as the Johnson treatment. Moreover, Johnson's love for Texas barbecue extended beyond mere tradition. It also represented his political philosophy. He often described his approach to governance as being akin to a good barbecue, requiring patience, time, and a steady hand. Just as barbecue needs to be tended carefully to ensure that the meat is cooked perfectly, Johnson believed in a hands-on approach to politics, where building consensus and making incremental progress were key to achieving lasting results. Number 3. Barack Obama, chili. Barack Obama's love for chili is well documented, and his passion for this dish is tied to his personal history, upbringing, and the simplicity it represents. Chili was more than just a meal for Obama. It was a staple of his diet that reflected his preference for hearty, nutritious, and straightforward food. Obama often spoke about making chili, a tradition that began in his college days and continued throughout his adult life. His chili recipe is a blend of different flavors and ingredients that tell a story of his diverse background and practical approach to cooking. Obama's chili recipe is notable for its emphasis on healthy, fresh ingredients and its straightforward preparation. Unlike many traditional chili recipes that rely heavily on red meat and rich spices, Obama's version includes lean ground turkey or beef, kidney beans, tomatoes, onions, green peppers, and a mix of spices such as cumin, turmeric, and basil. This combination provides a balanced mix of protein, fiber, and essential nutrients, making it not just a comfort food, but also a healthy choice that aligns with Obama's generally health-conscious lifestyle. The use of kidney beans adds a hearty texture and is a good source of protein and iron, crucial for maintaining energy levels and overall health. One of the unique aspects of Obama's chili is his use of unconventional spices like turmeric and basil, which are not typically found in standard chili recipes. Turmeric, known for its anti-inflammatory properties, and basil, which adds a sweet, aromatic flavor, demonstrate Obama's willingness to experiment and incorporate different culinary influences into his cooking. This approach reflects his global perspective and openness to diverse cultural experiences, which was a hallmark of his presidency and personal life. Cooking chili was also a social activity for Obama, often preparing it for family and friends during gatherings. He valued the communal aspect of sharing a meal, believing that food brings people together in a meaningful way. This sentiment is reflected in his frequent mentions of cooking chili on the campaign trail, where he would often refer to his recipe as a symbol of his down-to-earth personality and his ability to relate to everyday Americans. It was not uncommon for Obama to share his chili recipe at campaign events, using it as a way to connect with voters on a personal level. Obama's chili has become a part of his public persona, representing his grounded nature and his connection to his roots. He often joked about the importance of a good pot of chili and how it could solve many problems, a nod to his belief in finding simple, effective solutions to complex issues. This perspective was mirrored in his political philosophy, where he often sought to address systemic problems with practical, straightforward approaches. His chili, much like his policy initiatives, was about combining the right ingredients to create something satisfying and beneficial for everyone. Furthermore, Obama's choice of chili reflects a broader American tradition that cuts across various cultural and regional lines. Chili is a dish that has been adapted in countless ways across the United States, from the spicier versions found in Texas to milder, bean-heavy varieties in the Midwest. By choosing chili as his favorite dish, Obama was embracing a meal that is quintessentially American, yet open to interpretation and innovation. This choice underscored his belief in unity and diversity, themes that were central to his presidential campaigns and time in office. During his presidency, Obama's chili was sometimes served at White House events, bringing a touch of his personal history to the highest office in the land. This decision not only highlighted his preference for humble, everyday meals, but also made the White House feel more accessible and relatable to the average American. By incorporating his favorite dish into the White House menu, Obama was able to maintain a sense of normalcy and continuity in a setting that is often seen as distant and exclusive. Obama's approach to chili also mirrors his approach to life: simple, direct, and full of flavor. He believes in making the most out of what you have, a philosophy that resonates through his chili recipe. The dish, like Obama himself, is adaptable, resilient, and unpretentious, serving as a reminder of the values of hard work, resourcefulness, and the joy of sharing good food with good company.